All right, welcome. So, today we're diving into two technologies you'd think have absolutely nothing in common: Bitcoin and electric vehicles. I mean, one's digital money, the other's a car, right? But what if I told you they share a kind of secret DNA, and they're tangled up in this strange dance that could either save our energy grid or completely shatter it? Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's break this down. At first glance, they're fighting completely different wars. Bitcoin is out to get the central banking system. EVs, well, they're all about kicking fossil fuels to the curb. And their promises are different too. You've got financial freedom on one side and a greener planet on the other. But when you look closer at the hurdles they face, scalability, regulation, range, price, whoa, suddenly you see it. They're basically telling the same revolutionary story.
And you know what? That pattern, it goes way, way deeper than just a few bullet points on a slide. Their entire journey from the moment they were created until right now is practically a mirror image.
Let's really dig into the shared DNA. Think about it. Both started out as these kind of niche toys for tech geeks, right? The visionaries. And now they're both riding that classic S-curve of adoption, going from weird to, well, seemingly inevitable. And here's the kicker. Neither of them can survive on their own. Bitcoin needs miners and exchanges. EVs need a massive network of charging stations. This reliance, it just fuels these intense arguments, and you've got people on both sides who are absolutely passionate. Oh, and of course, you can't forget the Elon Musk factor. One guy whose shadow looms large over both worlds.
But of all the things they have in common, there's one that really gets people fired up. The one that makes all the headlines. Their massive, massive appetite for energy. Just look at this number. 91 terawatt hours. That's what the Bitcoin network is estimated to chew through every single year. And to put that into perspective for you, that's more electricity than entire countries like Finland or the Philippines use in a year. It's a lot.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Yeah, Bitcoin's 91 terawatt hours is a huge number. But look at the global EV fleet. It's already pulling down nearly 30 terawatt hours. And that number is growing like crazy. So why does it feel like all the negative press, all the heat is on Bitcoin? There's a big disconnect in how we talk about these things, and it often misses the fact that Bitcoin might actually be able to help our energy grid.
And that's because we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. The raw numbers, the terawatt hours, they don't really tell the whole story. For our poor, aging electrical grid, the real problem isn't just how much power is being used. It's how, and maybe even more importantly, when. And that brings us to the perfect storm brewing inside our grid. I mean, we're basically running a system built back in the 1960s. It was designed for predictable, stable demand. Everyone turns on their lights around the same time. But now it's facing this wild, unpredictable future it was never, ever built to handle. Okay, so the key term you need to know here is load variability. The easiest way to think about it is like the grid's heartbeat. A steady, predictable rhythm, that's good. That's stability. Low variability. But a crazy, erratic, all-over-the-place heartbeat, that's high variability. And it's putting the entire system under an incredible amount of stress. It's pushing it to the breaking point. So, with that in mind, let's ask the critical question. When you pit the energy-hungry Bitcoin miners against the massive, growing fleet of electric vehicles, which one is actually causing more chaos for the grid? Well, the answer, when you look at the actual technical analysis, is completely counterintuitive. In fact, it's pretty wild, and it paints one of these technologies as a very, very unlikely hero in this whole quest for a stable grid. Okay, so get this. Here's the crazy reality. From a grid operator's point of view, EV charging is a total nightmare. It's super variable, completely unpredictable. You have millions of people plugging in their cars at random times, creating what researchers call unacceptably large voltage swings. But Bitcoin mining? It's the complete opposite. It's a steady, predictable 24/7 hum. It's a stable, consistent demand that grid operators can actually plan for.
And this isn't just some theory, The data backs it up. Technical studies have found that Bitcoin mining operations, and I quote, exhibit the lowest intraday power factor change values. In plain English, that means they are the most stable and predictable big energy user on the entire modern grid. So, if unpredictable demand is the villain, what's the hero? Well, ironically, the solution might be hiding inside the problem itself. The very technology behind Bitcoin, blockchain, is now being looked at as the digital brain we need to manage this new chaotic grid.
This is where distributed ledger technology, or DLT, really shines. It can create this transparent, automated system to coordinate how we all use energy. And we're talking about really cool, innovative models that are already popping up. Things that reward you for using energy smartly, that let whole neighborhoods share solar power, and even make old furnaces and air conditioners smarter. It's all about coordination.
Let's just take one of these as an example, this pay-for-performance model. How's it work? Well, it's pretty simple, really. First, you turn data about your energy savings into a digital token. Then, you use smart contracts to create these automatic digital deals. And finally, the system automatically pays you with these tokens for shifting when you use power, like, say, charging your EV at 2 in the morning instead of 6 in the evening. It basically turns saving the grid into a game where everyone gets paid to play smart. Now, it's really important to clear something up here. The public conversation always seems to get stuck on blockchain's environmental impact. But honestly, that's kind of yesterday's news. That's a problem with older systems. The real challenges today are, 1, technological, like how do you protect this stuff from quantum computers in the future? And 2, legal, like how do you navigate all the complex data privacy laws?
And what all this is leading to is this fundamental change in how we think about energy. The days of just being a passive consumer, just paying your electric bill, they're coming to an end. We're moving into a world where your car is a battery on wheels, and your energy savings can actually be a tradable asset. The line between being a customer and being a utility is getting really, really blurry, which leaves us with one last big question for the future.
And that's a wrap on this one. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer. Hopefully, it's given you a whole new way to look at our energy future.